Hey everybody, Justin here again, church planting strategist for the Louisville Regional Baptist Association, and this is Church Planting Tuesday. Well, welcome to 2026. I'm thankful for another year, thankful for all the Lord's blessings in our lives, thankful for another year to serve Him. And what I wanted to do is to start this year off by giving you some things to pray for. And so the first few posts of Church Planting Tuesday for this year, I'm going to share with you different parts of town that we call high priority areas, because these are the parts of the Louisville region where we believe we need churches the most. These are our areas of greatest need, greatest priority to see new churches planted. And we would love to see several churches planted in each of these different parts of town. And so I want to share each of these with you. Today, I want to start with the area that we call the North of Broadway area. And I want to share with you a little Google map here that we've developed. You can find this on our website, but it just kind of plots out all of our churches, our partner churches in the Louisville area. And I want to focus here on this part of town that we call the North of Broadway area. Now, if you are familiar with the downtown area at all, you know where Broadway is, and you've probably spent some time driving on Broadway. It cuts all the way across the northern part of the city here, and it's a pretty significant roadway in this part of town. And this North of Broadway area is this area from Broadway north to the river, and then from 22nd Street over here, all the way over to the beginning of the Highlands area, right here, kind of in this Baxter Avenue, East Main Street area, right along in here. This is the North of Broadway area. Now, there are about 16,000 people, 16,500 people that live in this part of town, and it's projected to grow a little bit over the next 10 years or so, projected to reach into the 17,000s population number in this part of town. We currently have two LRBA churches that meet in this area. We have Baxter Avenue Baptist Church, which is meeting right here. We have New Breed Church that meets over here. This little marker here represents a church that used to meet here, but meets in another part of town now. And so we have 16,000 and a half people, 16,500 people in this part of town. We have two churches. So two churches for 16,000 people. We would love to see more churches in this area. We need more churches in this area. Even if both of these churches were running 1,000, we'd still have a need for more churches to be planted in this part of town. And certainly we have churches in the area. If you look at the south of Broadway area, you'll see there's Emmanuel Baptist Church, there's Walnut Street. We have churches that meet south of Broadway for sure that are not too far away. And then even over here in the Portland area, we have a few churches that are over in this part of town, kind of Portland, Shawnee part of town. But in my opinion, Broadway is a pretty major barrier in this part of town. It's not that people won't cross Broadway or don't cross Broadway, but it is a pretty significant natural barrier. And so even though we do have some great churches in the area, there is a need to have healthy gospel churches that are in this part of town, north of Broadway, that are connecting with people, getting to know people, living life with people, sharing the gospel with people, and making disciples in the residents in these different neighborhoods. Now, there are many different neighborhoods represented here. You've got Nulu and Butchertown. You've got the Central Business District. You've got the Russell neighborhood, and over here, part of the Portland neighborhood, beginning of the Portland neighborhood. So these neighborhoods are different, and they have different needs, different concerns. Really, it would be different ministry strategies that you would do probably in every single one of these neighborhoods. And so we really need churches that are able to connect with each of these neighborhoods to get to know the people there and share the gospel there. And so would you pray? Would you pray with me for this area, this North of Broadway area? Would you pray that God would just be with the people who live there? Pray for the residents. Pray that God would open their hearts and open their eyes. I'm sure that there are people who live there that know the Lord and believers that live there, but just pray that God would work in the lives of the people there. Pray that God would raise up church planters who would want to go and plant churches there. Pray for sending churches that would be willing to take the initiative to send people and resources to either start a church there or maybe just do evangelistic efforts, sending an evangelistic team to start an evangelistic Bible study in that part of town. Just pray that God would work so that we would see some churches planted in the North of Broadway area. Well, thank you. May the Lord bless you today.